Right. So
You
you
want to relax it.
yes, and then you want to let your hips follow the motion because part of the reason that your arms are moving more than you want them to is because your seat is not absorbing enough of the motion. The arms are sort of taking over for that. Do you follow me?
Yeah.
So you want to think of using your hips back to front, not side to side. And you want to think of allowing the horse to move your hips. And just the act of that absorbing the motion will help you move your hands less. Okay? Because it really has nothing to do with your hands. Your hands are just taking up the slack of the motion. You know, it's like if you see people with noisy ankles,
Yeah.
right? That's because that's where they're absorbing the energy
Okay.
instead of their hips.
Okay.
Or the head, you've seen people with the head moves a lot. It's because they're not absorbing it with their hips. Their head and neck is doing it. Something has to move. And that's why focusing on how you sit on your seat, you know, on your bottom, and what your thighs do are so important because if the thighs roll forward and squeeze in, it lifts you above the saddle and your seat will never follow. It's just mechanics. If you open the thigh and you sit on your bottom, you relax in your waist, right, your hips start to move more naturally because you've released them and allowed the horse to put the energy into you. Yes, and that's how you can influence the horse to lift its back is by plugging into that energy. Good. See, naturally, already your arms are not moving nearly as much as they were, and we said not one word about your arms.
Okay.
Okay? And that's what I mean. It's not about your arms moving, it's about your seat not being plugged into the motion. And human nature is to close the thigh and knee to ride. Forget being taught that.
Right.
You know, that is our instinct.
Right.
But it just does not work for the horse if we want the horse to be able to use its top line.